Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents and Conversations Live. Glad you all can be with us. We're excited to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. We're bringing in our Instagram family now. Also, we're going to be joined by friends on Amazon as well. So glad you all could be with us for today's broadcast as well. There's our Amazon folks, and go ahead and let them in so they can be a part of the conversation with us. And we're live now on Amazon Live as well. For you guys who are joining us on Amazon, welcome. If you're new to us on Amazon, make sure you guys hit that follow button. You see that here in this corner or down below. You also will see the books by our next guest that I have here with us. We're excited to welcome back Tanya White to our broadcast. She's had a very busy start to 2025. She's a media personality. She's a best-selling author. She's also an educator. I want to talk to her about all the great things she's been doing already this year, but also what it's been like for her to use her platform to motivate and inspire others. If you guys have any questions or comments for Tanya, make sure you guys put those in the chat for us. We'll be glad to be able to bring those in. But Tanya, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you, Cyrus Webb. Thank you for having me once again.
Well, look, I'm excited to be able to have you on with us. I was sharing with you, this is a big week for us here for Conversations Media Group. Our new issue of the magazine, Conversations, is coming out on Amazon this week. Our guest is on the cover of this issue, and I'm excited about that. Tanya, you have been so busy in the work that you do. As I mentioned the title, I just mentioned some of the things that you do. What has it been like for you, though, in everything you do, to be able to do things that you love, but also were you able to show other people what's possible as well?
Well, to do things I love takes a lot of proactive planning, scheduling, and being disciplined to not only showing up when I'm supposed to, but also booking guests who show up. Now, Cyrus, you and the listen. I am very particular now about who I book because time is money and time is time. Yeah. And I have a very demanding job that I love as a school director. And so it's very imperative that when I'm doing my media, my book coaching, my everything else, that everybody understands that when we schedule a meeting, let's schedule it. Now, I know some things come up, like I've been having trouble with StreamYard and Calendly linking up together with somebody books. And they're like, where are you at? I'm like, it didn't show up. But that's like an outlier. But it really does take proactive planning, scheduling, and then having a vision to know what you want to do. There's nothing worse than someone who is scattered, especially when they are leading something. So I'm a visionary in proactive planning and showing up.
Yeah. Now, those do take a lot because everyone these days, are busy. But it also takes, what I would say about you, Tanya, it takes a lot of drive and focus as well. Do you think those things have really helped you in the career that you've chosen? Because I think for a lot of people, even, I think I have friends of mine who try, they're not always successful because they, focus are not easy for them. But because those are things that you have worked on, do you think that has really helped you to get to where you are?
Well, I've inherited from my late parents, Joe and Irma White. They were in everything: church, deacon board, missionary. They was very active in my school. My dad was president of the PTA. So my parents had a lot of leadership professionally and in community-wise. So, and they were very particular about planning, about showing up, about giving people what they need in a certain manner. I wish I could say what my dad said, but I can't. He just said, do nothing.
Right.
And especially when people are counting on you. So that is ingrained in me. And so whenever I do something, I've always done that from a little girl. So it's something that, first of all, I'm excited about everything I do. So I'm like more excited than the people who I'm interviewing or coaching, because I'm excited because I'm loving what I do. And so when you have that excitement, that passion, the drive automatically comes. And so what I say to when you say some people lose focus, they have to really ask themselves, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I've done that too. I'm like, I don't like this. But then I have to check myself. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Love that. Charlie Baker, hello to you over there on IG. Star Yvette, good to be able to see you as well. But in the other side of that too, I mean, we're kind of talking about the mechanics of what you do, Tanya. In front of the camera, you're great. I mean, you have a
Thank
way of
you.
being able to express yourself when it comes to books and things. What has that been like for you as you kind of reflect on your career as a media personality, as a best-selling author, as I mentioned, as a speaker? What's it been like for you to see the impact you may be able to have because of that drive and focus?
I'm shocked because really people don't understand. I'm very introverted. I was very shy growing up, even though I knew and I did things, I handled business, but I'd rather be in the background. And so when I first started being on online radio, Blog Talk,
Mm-hmm.
Blog Talk, in 2008, I was pushed by my coach, my life coach at the time, to do it. And I was like, what I do, I'm not that person. I can plan a show, I can produce a show. Don't ask me to be a host. And
Mm-hmm.
so every time I get on and people, I interview people and they's like, ooh, give me compliments and say certain stuff. I'm like shocked because I'm like, ooh, you don't know.
Yeah.
I am very much not that person. But again, it goes to back what you love to do. And
Right.
when you love it and you're passionate about it, there is an inner drive that comes out and just makes everything flow.
Right. Such a great thing. Such a great point. Let's talk about the media side for a moment, Tanya.
Yes.
Because it's been great since you and I have been working together in particular. It's been great watching you in your element. I love the energy that you bring, but also the preparedness as well, which is also so important for a host. I think not only for the guest, but also for the audience as well. I want to bring up one interview in particular, and that is with Cedric the Entertainer,
My steady
because
there.
I could tell the joy you had with that. And I think for a lot of people who look at you, I mean, they think, wow, I want to be like that. I want to be able to do
Oh,
that.
wow.
What has that been like for you to hear from people that you, because of you showing up the way that you have, Tanya, how you've inspired them to say, you know what, I want to be able to do that too.
Well, I tell people want and work are two different things. Okay. We may want to do things, but when you get to the work side of it,
Yeah.
um, that takes a lot. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of years. Now, me interviewing Cedric the Entertainer was years upon years of coming.
Hmm.
And I was ready when you said, okay, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to interview Cedric. So I was ready. I follow him. Like I said, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
And so you have to prepare yourself and be ready. Always be ready. And readiness comes from uh, that self-care, that inner that personal development, you having a certain level of confidence, and where you're short at, you have to seek guidance and therapy sometimes and counseling, so that when those opportunities come unexpectedly to you, but it was really in the divine a long time coming, you are ready and you don't mess up opportunities. I see so many people blowing opportunities, not
Yes.
just on the media side, but in their workplace,
Hmm.
because they haven't elevated to the opportunities that are coming their way, that are percolating. I call it percolating opportunities that
Yeah.
you know are coming, but because you like, oh, it ain't coming now, so I'll wait for it. No, 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 no. You don't know when an opportunity is gonna slap you in the face. So you have to be ready, always prepared, and always saying, I'm gonna give it 1,000%. And so that's how it's been for me. So when people say, oh, I want to be like you, I'm like, one and work are two different things. There's a lot of work it goes into it, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of I don't want to say a long time, but a lot of study time, because you got to
Yeah.
study, you have to research, you got to practice. It takes a lot. So a lot of people like, I don't go a lot of places. When I show up, there's a reason, and uh, and I'm preparing for the next opportunity. So I don't go out all willy-nilly anymore because I'm over 50. First of all, my body's like, girl, get in this. I'm gonna need you to rest.
Right.
I'm very I need my time. I need my
Yeah.
time to work and study. And that's what I would say to people. You gotta work at it all the time.
But I want to mention too, for those who are not following you on social, we're going to let them know how to stay connected with you. That you also expanding your territory. You've been doing, like last year, I saw you, doing red carpets. So now you're covering events,
Yes.
as well as, of course, being able to use your platform as an author. As I mentioned, the books I have right here, I'm hiding on Amazon, to share bits of your story. Was that an easy decision for you, Tanya, to share? Because people, when we see you, we see the strength, we see, all the things that, go into making the public Tanya White. But these books, you're very vulnerable in them. Was that an easy decision for you to make, to peel back the layers of the onion and let us see the vulnerability there?
It wasn't easy, but it was necessary,
Gotcha.
because it was healing for me to share my story publicly, because I went through it privately. And as a writer, especially when you write many books, when a project comes to your spirit and you're supposed to work on it and release it, it won't go away until you do. First of all, it won't go away till it does. So I had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and being very vulnerable, being very transparent, because it was in those moments that not only did I experience increased levels of healing and evolution, but also somebody was going to connect with my story and be healed themselves. So it is not easy, but it's very necessary for me to share and be vulnerable, even when I'm like, oh, do I want to share this? Yeah, you got to.
Love that. For those that are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents or listening to Conversations Live. Tanya White is back with us today. She's a media personality, best-selling author. She's a speaker and educator. We're talking with her about a very busy 2025 that she's already having, but also how she's been able to use her different gifts to be able to be of service to others. We're going to also let you guys know how to stay connected with Tanya. You may want her to be a part of one of your upcoming events. So, Tanya, I'm going to put you on the spot. So last year, I asked you on the show about 3 people you wanted to interview. We got one of them down on the list. So
yes, we did.
Those who missed it, Tanya told me 3 people she wanted to interview. Those being Cedric Entertainer, we got that one last year. Ricky Smiley, and also Candy Burris.
Yes,
we're still working on. I was telling Tanya last time we talked. We're still working on Ricky. Because of Tanya, I read his book, Sideshow, and was really impressed with his vulnerability, some great lessons and things there. Candy was still waiting to hear from. She's crazy busy. For those on the Amazon side, you guys know she has her weekly show here on Mondays on Amazon as well. But I want you to add someone else to the list. So who would be, now that we've gotten set off the list,
yes,
who else would you like to be able to add to the list, Tanya, that you would like to interview?
There are so many. I connect with stories. I really do. It doesn't matter whether you're in entertainment, politics, education. I connect with stories. And the person that I am, like, you got to get your Zen right. Like, ooh, I want to interview him, but I need to get my Zen right. And manifest all those things. It is a singer called Durant. He's very animated, but his voice is out of this world. He sings back up with Erykah Badu and does his own thing, but he's very animated. He's very free, and just centered as a person. It comes out in his performance. And if I can add another, I would love, and I've been wanting to him since I watched him on Pose, is Billy Porter.
Porter. Okay. It just so happens I didn't know about Durant. I have a connection with Durant, so I'm gonna work on that one first. Billy Porter, I don't have that I know of. They all say there's always a 6-degree separation. I don't know of a connection, but we're gonna cut this out that we did last time and put it on Instagram. So we're going to definitely make sure we tag Mr. Porter as well to make sure that we get that out there. So Durant, I want to work on that one. And then Billy Porter. So that then that would give us Durant, Billy Porter, Candy Burris, and Ricky Smiley. That's going to be our 2025 to kick off. I want to ask your advice for others out there, Tanya, because there are people, as you know, who have gotten to this point in 2025 and already saying, okay, this is not the year I planned on.
Right. Day 20.
Hey, look, like you said earlier, they may have had great intention, but the work has not lined up for whatever reason with their intent. What advice would you give them, though, not to give up?
You can't. I mean, you may think it's easy to give up, and that it may bring you peace, but it won't. There will always be something pulling in your spirit, in your mind, in you, just physically. When you're not in your purpose and doing what you're supposed to do, you are physically tired, drained. Your mind is everywhere, so you can't quit. I wrote a book called "You Can't Quit Now." I wrote that in 2013. So just like when you at the finish line, and it's like runners. I've done a 5K walk, but there's some people who run marathons, and they know when they got to kick in and get their second win because they don't know how close they are to the finish line. And you know that your body tells you when it's everything in you wants to give up. And that's when you got to keep going, kicking that second win because you are very close. So I would say you can't quit. Don't quit, because you're going to feel worse than if you just push through. And you may be holding up somebody's blessing, somebody's word, who needs to hear you, see you, and witness you persevere. So you can't quit.
Love that. Great message. Is that book still on Amazon, Tanya?
Did I take it off? Because I was supposed to do a revision.
Okay. Because I would love to read that for myself.
Yes, you can't quit now. I might put it back up. That was 2013.
Okay.
And that was really after I wanted to quit. My mother had passed away in 2005. I was going through things again, professionally, romantically, just everything was coming. And those were those times everything does come.
Right.
And I just heard, I was like, I just yelled one day in my house, "You can't quit now, girl."
Yeah. I think it's a great reminder for all of us. I think we all, and I think, even some of the people that we admire so much, right? They go through those periods, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. But I would love to be able to read that for myself. And it's
I will put it back up. I will put it back on Amazon.
There you go. And we can share it here. So, Tanya, I want to talk about the rest of this year. So, as I mentioned, you're expanding your territory, covering events. What are some of the things we can look forward to from you in 2025?
Well, I am finally publishing my 11th book. It was supposed to come out last year, but I had to learn some things. It's called The Team of We, how leaders can create workplace champions and in a healthy win-win culture. It's all about organizational culture, and the organizational culture starts with the organizational leaders. And so that is what I'm doing. I have done several workshops at conferences last year on that. So I'm gonna finally get that out. I have another anthology with 4 women who are talking about the battle behind their grief, different stories of grief. We have women in there talking about grieving of not being able to have physical children, grieving being in a season of life where they have to take care of their parents. And even though they're older, they're still, when you look at your parents, you're still like, oh, that's my mom, that's my dad.
Right.
I'm taking care of them. So, and then grief of things that you knew you could accomplish, but you didn't. So it's different levels of grief. Then I have 3 other authors I'm working with who will come out with books the summer and fall of 2025. And I want to get some out of town red carpet events. That's why I keep traveling, making connections. So my big to-do list is do something in Vegas, because Vegas is my city. I really love Vegas, and there's so much to do. So I want to take Real Talk. I want to do a Real Talk Live there, and a plus around my community. So that is my work 2025. I got some self-care. I got some trips I want to take this year, because I'll be 55, and I want to go to Greece, and I want to go.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. I've never been outside the country. I've never been to Vegas. Princess
You never been to Vegas?
No, never been. Princess Anava, I think it's pronounced Princess Anava. Hello to you. Dangerous Caramel Queen. I like that name. Hello to you over there on IG. MM McBrown. Hello to you over there on IG. RSJ, hello to you as well. No, I've never been to Vegas, never been outside the country. I was supposed to go to Dubai the year COVID started.
Oh wow.
I gotten booked for Dubai, and then of course all of that was changed because of everything happening in 2020. So
Yeah.
I've never been. So I'm excited about that, what you just said, though, because I think, that's the thing. I love the fact that you are having your own platform, Tanya, as we talked about, but also helping other people this year, too.
Yeah.
Again, everyone, Tanya White has been our guest. Make sure you guys also get her books. You guys see here in the carousel, Professionally Lynched is right here. You can get it as I have it here. Also, this book, The Prayers of the Righteous and Grieving, avail as much. You can get that one here on Amazon as well. This one's $15. Make sure you guys take advantage of that too. Tanya, let them know how to stay connected with you.
Stay connected with me on all social media platforms. It's Real Talk with Tanya White. Tanya is Tanya. White is in the color. And I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I think that's it. I don't know the X part.
We'll make sure that we tag you as well. Tanya, always a pleasure. We're going to get working on this interview to-do list, starting with the random. Excited about that. Looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you so much, Cyrus.
More than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents and Conversations Live. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.